Okay, we are live. I am Alice Keeler, and I'm joined with my friends Cindy and Jen, and we're going to be talking about using Hyperlink Slides Choice Board to create a jigsaw. So Cindy was asking me for a tutorial, and I said, how about we give the whole world one? Now, I haven't done my hair at all. I barely brushed it. It's, no makeup, so you all just judge me or not. Uh, we went live with zero notice because that's literally how I roll. All right, so Cindy, tell us what you would like, and then we're going to show you how to do it.
So on my first day of school, I usually put my kids in groups of 4 or maybe 2. I was thinking about 2 this year. I have a make a poster that's all about them. And then they have to introduce the people that are in their poster group. So I've done it with 4 before, but it gets kind of funky when you've got 4 people drawing on a piece of paper.
Right.
So I was thinking it would be fun to do it. When I saw this, I thought, oh my gosh, that would be really fun to do it with a Google slide. And then we can just make it more fun. And, because you're fun. And just make it so that it's a little bit more interactive with everybody. We can put the slides up and then they can introduce their partners.
Okay, so I am now attempting to go live on Instagram, which I've never successfully done. So since I just now pushed the go live on Instagram, I'm going to summarize what you just said, is that you want to partner students up, that 4 tended to be a little too much to be on paper, but you still are going to go with groups of 2, even though you're now thinking Google Slides, because Google Slides is multimedia. There's a lot of fun things they could do with Google Slides. Also, it would expedite the process for doing the presentations, right? One student's introducing what they know about the other student, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I have many solutions for this, but today we're going to focus on Hyperlink Slides Choice Board because that's what you asked for. And so I'm going to go ahead and throw this up here. I have a Google Slides. I just started one, slides.new, and I'm going to make some demonstrations. Now, please, Jen, Cindy, Lisa now is joining us. Hi, Lisa. Always a trooper. Pretty soon here, I can't just throw out, noon on the West Coast there, guys. Actually, all 3 of you are in California. Shocking, since I used to live in California. But pretty soon here, won't be able to just jump in so quickly. So anyway, I'm going to show this. Please feel free to ask questions, comments, feature requests. And I'm in the process of adding a surprise feature, which won't be in here right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the extensions menu in Google Slides. And you would have already installed Hyperlink Slides Choice Board. If you don't already have Hyperlink Slides Choice Board, go to add-ons, click get add-ons, and you can type in Alice Keeler. It'll come up. And you can also just type in Hyperlink Slides Choice Board and it will come up. And then it's going to be in any Google Slides. So when you do that, the way that this works, I'm going to go ahead and just add a Jeopardy board real quick. The first slide, whatever text boxes you have on the first slide are going to become a linked slide. So let me demonstrate real quick. So in this case, it's a Jeopardy template, Hyperlink Slides Choice Board, and I'm going to run the choice board. So any text box or picture that is on the slides, the first slide, you can see it now created a slide for each of those dollar values. And those hyperlink back. So when I click on this, you can see it goes to slide 18, and this one links to slide 13. And they automatically create a go back to home button so that you can get back up to the main one. So let's start a new one, slides.new. I'm going to go to Hyperlink Slides Choice Board, and game boards is what I just showed you, and you can actually just design it whatever you want. You don't have to have a template, but I'm going to go to the premium membership and have a few premium features here. Now, Cindy, I've just designed a new Harry Potter one for you. So by the end of the day, that's going to be here, and I'm working on a Minecraft one. And if anybody else has any others that they'd like to have added as a template by the end of the day, let me know. So the one I'm going to choose for the default template is JigSaw. And it should put it into the first slide.
Alice, this is such a game. I mean, it is such a labor saver. It's incredible.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm like, yes.
Because it's so this takes so long to do. It takes long enough to do that I don't do it that often. Right?
Well, I
It's
have.
so built in, so intuitive too.
I'm glad that you feel that way. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong slide. So let's share this tab instead. Let's try this again. I'm going to do slides.new. I was showing the wrong tab. Apologies. So again, you can do it with any template you want. And thank you, Lisa. You can use one of my default game boards. And if you are a premium member or if you have upgraded, you can use one of these that I already have, which is going to include Minecraft and Hogwarts by the end of the day. And I'm choosing JigSaw, and this has an error in the code. So I will fix that. I'm going to fix that. I'm going to fix it. It's okay. It's going to be easy to adjust. Wait for it. You can see it's working down at the bottom. So my first error is that I have all of these are too far to the left. So I'm just going to lasso all of them and just use the arrow key to move them over. So I will fix that. The other thing is it ran the choice board and it shouldn't have. So I'm just going to delete those because I want to name them myself. So maybe, Cindy, you're going to do this with 2 students. So you might do, you know, Alice and Cindy, Jen and Lisa, and however, you know, whoever else you got in there. So this first slide, whatever text boxes you have, is going to create a linked slide. And then I'm going to go to extensions, Hyperlink Slides Choice Board, and run the choice board. So now that I changed it to Alice and Cindy, you'll see that I now have an Alice and Cindy slide that's available for that. Now here's the problem, right? This doesn't look like your activity, does it, Cindy?
Not yet.
So what would you like this to have as the default besides just saying Alice and Cindy?
I mean, I maybe getting to know you.
Read section X.
Okay, hold on. So I'm going to go to View and Theme Builder. So first I put all the students' names in the boxes. I'm going to go to Theme Builder once I'm looking at after I've run it. And on this slide, I can design this however I want. So now this placeholder, I'm going to make it just to Comic Sans and hot pink, just so you can see how that's going to impact. So what you see is now on each slide, the groups are now hot pink and in Comic Sans. So long as I'm clicking on one of these slides that I've created from the Hyperlink Slides Choice Board that are automatically linked back to the original slide, View, Theme Builder allows me to design this layout however I want. Now, of course, I would use Canva. So let's do that. Canva.
Is there a way, I'm maybe getting ahead of myself. Is there a way to, because I have 31 students in my class. So is there a way to?
Because the answer is yes.
Okay.
But hold this thought, and then it's going to be an app smash, and I'm going to do it for you. So let's first do this part.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just going to pick some. I'm in Canva. I'm just going to pick like what I want this to look like in the background. So I'm going to shrink this up. You were thinking it would have what on it?
Just some. I like that idea with the notebook. Just ways that they can, you know, put about their family, about me, just some about me sort of questions. Or
all right,
ask your partner this question. Write down an emoji between you about how you're feeling today.
Yeah, just some like family, like tell me about your family, tell me about what things, hobbies, what you like to do. It's just I'm getting to
this very ugly looking.
Yeah. I have some Canva skills, so I can.
So I'm just going to do this quickly. So, you know, I'm having about your family. And if I were be doing this for realsies, I'd really like put some effort into this, which I'm not going to do. Hobbies, skills, and whatever. That's good enough. All right. You're going to make it however you want. And then you're going to go to download. And I'm going to download this page and come back to my Google Slides.
What format did you download it, Alice?
PNG.
Thank you.
Yeah, I downloaded it as a PNG.
Okay.
And I'm going to click on background, and I'm going to choose the image from that I downloaded just to make it fancier because I love Canva. Did I mention I love Canva? I love Canva. Okay, so now it's in Canva, right? So this top one is where their names or group names showed up. So I have a spot for that. So I'm going to resize it, put it in that box. I'm going to take this placeholder, resize it, put it in that spot. I'm going to come up to the toolbar at the top where it says text box or placeholder. It doesn't matter which placeholder you use, honestly. And I'm just going to draw a placeholder in here. And then you can change the font if you want to and do different things with that. So, okay, I'm now going to click over on the left-hand side. And you'll see that when I did it with the View Theme Builder, that when I edited it in the Theme Builder, all of those slides now look like this. So you see I have group 8, group 7, group 6. Here's Alice and Cindy, group 3. So then that allows everybody to go to their slide and fill in the graphic organizer.
Alice, one of the things I really like
That is impressive.
is that by putting it on that theme builder, the kids can't mess it up. They can only type in the type boxes that you want them to type in. Love that.
Exactly. Thank you. That's a great point. Like another yes and to using Canva is that when it's on the background image, those things are locked down. That's also a good idea for creating your first slide because, you know, I really didn't need a slide for the JigSaw groups and the click on each group to go to their presentation slide. But I have a JigSaw groups and click on their presentation group to go. And then like, didn't really hurt me. But if I had designed this in Canva first, so let's do that, right? I'm going to do slides.new. And I'm going to delete that slide. I'm going to make a new blank slide. Oops, sorry. And I'll do it again. Slides.new. I have to remember to click share this tab. Delete that slide. Add a new slide. And then coming back to Canva, I'm going to just use this one, even though it's incredibly dumb. Share, download the current page. I'm downloading the current page as a PNG. And back in this blank one. Now what's cool is when you're on a slide, you can actually just drag the background. Do you see how the edge turns blue? When it turns blue, it actually snaps to the background. So that is on the background. So I just need to design my first slide. So now I can put in a text box, Alice, Nancy, Paul, it's me, my brother, and my sister, Cindy, Jen, Lisa, Joe, and we'll put my dog's name, Pepsi. Okay, right? So I've made a text box for each student. The images themselves are on the background because it will create a linked slide for each image, each text box. So if it's locked on the background, it prevents that. And you just go to Hyperlink Slides Choice Board and run the choice board. So you obviously can make your own JigSaw without using the menu. That's just supposed to be like a quick start, which I'm going to fix. I'm going to fix it right now. And so now that I have a slide for Alice, a slide for Nancy, a slide for Paul, I'm going to go to the view menu. I'm going to go to theme builder. I can't drag the background on theme builder, which is a real bummer because I love that feature. So I have to actually click background, choose the image, go grab my download. Whoops, that was not the right one. Upload, let's try it again. Grab my downloaded background that I wanted. And then just play with all of these placeholders. Make them whatever font you want, whatever color you want. Purple. Fit that in there. Make it this one. come up to the toolbar. Don't use text box. Text box is locked down. I like to use title as my placeholder type because it doesn't have these levels. See how when I did subtitles, it like level, level, level is just noise. It doesn't actually matter. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to change it to font Animaniac or whatever that is. And I am going to make it font color green. Cool. So now every slide is ready for the students to go in and add their about me and to do their JigSaw activity about whoever it is they're presenting about. So Cindy, I would probably make a book presented by, or a block presented by one student about the other student, since you're doing it that way.
So can I have two people working on one slide?
Yeah, of course. You'll have all the students working on the same Google Slides.
Okay, but they can work on this. They can.
So I would first just set up this first slide with Alice interviews Bob, Nancy interviews Paul, or whatever it is. Or you can just make it generic and have the students claim a slide and edit it. And then you run it. So it's going to make a linked slide for each item you have on that first slide. Now, Cindy, you wanted to know how to do this a little bit faster. So I have a hack for you. So I'm going to do docs.new. Is that what you're looking at? Yeah. All right. So I'm going to do Alice, Nancy, Paul, Lisa, Cindy, Jen. I forgot who all's in here. Right. I got all my students' names. And let me get some Gemini here to give me 20 first names of mixed gender. I'm cheating right now so I can make default data. I'll see if it works. Sometimes it does. I love you, Gemini. Okay, cool. And so I'm going to insert that. Need to turn off. That was interesting. Turn off the numbering and get rid of that. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the extensions menu. I am going to go to seating chart slides. So this is a different add-on that I've made. So when I show the sidebar, when you do seating chart slides, it creates every item in your Google Doc into a rectangle in Google Slides. So I'm just going to click Create Google Slides. Okay, and that's opening, share this tab. So now you'll see, Cindy, that I really quickly was able to make a box per student.
Okay.
Right, so start with the Google Doc, put all the things that you want to, all the groups in the Google Doc, which I assume is easier, and then use seating chart slides. So now that each student is in their own rectangle, and just so you know, you can like lasso all of these and change the color all at once. Oops. Lasso. If you so wanted to change the font and different things about it, you could. You can make them all taller. Then you're just going to now go to extensions, Hyperlink Slides Choice Board, and run the choice board. And so now, once again, I have a linked slide per student. And then you're going to go to View and Theme Builder and design that graphic organizer for each element that they're going to do.
And because it's on the theme builder, it's going to populate all of them.
Yeah.
All of them. Yeah. So let's background, choose image. I'll put that one back. I'm not going to put all the placeholders again. But now you see they all look like that. So long as you clean up the theme builder, you can do all 30 students at once.
So if I wanted them to work in pairs on a slide, my thought is, and I may not just be communicating this very well. So like maybe a Venn diagram or like just what you've got here, but like half the slide one kid, half the slide the other kid. So now there's two things on.
So, you know, that would just be a matter of obviously designing your Canva graphic to be like student 1 and student 2. And then there's a placeholder for student 1's name and student 2's name. So I would probably leave my group names as group 1, group 2, group 3. And you just say like, you guys are group 1, you guys are group 2, you guys are group 3. And then that on Hyperlink Slides Choice Board, you can actually, when you run it, let me do it again.
I think that you could do a cool, like you could make a generic one for yourself by on that first slide, Alice, like you could do, like I have seat numbers.
Yeah.
So like I would do seats 1 through 4, seats, sure. 7 to 12, whatever.
Absolutely.
And I'm thinking you could do the same thing with pairs, right? Seat 1, 2, seat 2, 3.
Or I'm thinking just because it's the first day, nobody, I'm just going to randomly put them with each other.
Yeah. I think you could just, call them group numbers. And then when you do run choice board, it takes the text from whatever's on the first slide and makes a slide with that text on it. But if you choose the option below it with no text, it creates the linked slide, but it's blank.
Right.
So now you could just go in view, theme builder. Now you're going to add a placeholder. Actually, I'm going to add a text box that says student 1, and that's their name. And then a text box, student 2. I'm making this real sloppy, sorry. And then, that's where their name goes. The text boxes are locked down. The placeholders are where they can edit. So now they see your graphic organizer. You're like, okay, here's where whoever the first person is, whoever the second person is, and then you have other placeholders that are on there.
Okay. So are they working on one computer or are they working on their own computers with editing that slide?
You could do it either way because, if they're interviewing each other, then one person in the group is doing the work, right? So I'm interviewing you and I'm doing my half of the slide. And then you interview me and I'm doing my whatever.
Or the other part is they're doing their own and then they talk about it. Okay. So I'm telling about myself. I'm giving all the details about myself.
Okay.
They're going to give all the details about themselves, add their whatever graphics, and then they talk with each other about this. So are they doing it on the same computer? Which they could. It's not a problem. They just share the computer.
I like sharing a computer because it forces them to talk to each other. So then when they're building it, they're talking about what they're adding on there.
Yeah.
If you look at Catlin Tucker, she's an expert in blended learning. She prefers multiple students. I've heard her say this. She prefers multiple students to one device because it forces more collaboration.
Yeah, that works. I mean, they're working on the same paper. I mean, otherwise that's the same idea.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely more than one, pick your method. All of them are valid. So they could be on their own devices, but I think putting them on one device kind of forces them to have more conversation.
Yep, I like that.
Works either way.
Okay.
Any requests besides that I clean up the JigSaw?
I would love to have a Jeopardy board that's sort of generically, you'll have to hit up Barton, like just sort of generic history, geography, backgroundy, you know what I mean? Just something that's, and maybe the same for English. You know what I mean? I know. I see that face, Alice. I see it.
All right. Tell me what I'm going to say, Lisa.
I have to make my own generic one. I'm going to make it and I'll make it and send it back to you.
It's a slippery slope. If I take every grade level, every subject level and try and put something in there. So yes, make your own, Lisa, save it in a folder as template and then make a copy each time so that you can then take it out of generic mode. Yep. So more so like when you do make your generic things that you set up, what types of features that would be good for multiple people would help speed it up for you. And and you don't have to tell me now, all of you have my cell phone number. So.
Okay. So I have a question on your Jeopardy board.
Yeah.
You have the question slide there, right?
Yeah.
You have that set up for an answer slide.
No, I mean, don't forget you're in Google Slides, right? So what you could do, I cannot code animation. I don't think, and Jennifer, you can correct me on this, I don't think that there is a method to apply animations with AppScript. Maybe I could with the API. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Hyperlink Slides Choice Board. I'm going to run the choice board, and
But maybe I just add a
well,
maybe I add a link box. You know how you put the link box on every slide to go home?
yeah.
Maybe I add another one on the other side that says go to next slide for an answer.
Here's the question. Obviously, this is not what it would look like, but
Right.
you know, this idea that you have a spot where you're going to put the question, a spot where you'd put the answer, then you just take a shape,
yeah, and
put
drag
it over top of it, and then go to animation, arrange, slide. Okay, I just right click, animate, move things on me, and then I never recovered. So I want it to appear on click, or I want it to disappear on click. I want it to disappear on click, right?
Yep.
And so when I click, then it does that. Okay, great. So now I'm going to just Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V. You know, so as long as it's in the same spot, you can hide all the answers pretty fast.
Yep. I think it'd be really fast.
And so I believe when I go slideshow, right, when I pasted, it did retain, click, and it reveals the answer. And then I click the home button, it takes me back to the Jeopardy board game. No, it cannot dim out or change these when you're in presentation mode. So now you know.
Love it.
You have to keep track of what categories are gone, right?
You do have to keep track of what categories are gone, yes, because when you're
I have a math one that I got from Teachers Pay Teachers, and it makes it go away.
Slides.
I think it's PowerPoint.
Probably PowerPoint. I was going to say PowerPoint has these capabilities. At this current time, I don't think Jeopardy does. Okay, but while I have you here, you guys, what you can do is go to the extensions menu, and if you are on daily agenda slides. Now, actually, I've submitted my 30th add-on is slides timer. So you'll see that under daily agenda slides, I have slides timer, but I have a whole add-on coming soon of just slides timer. And what it does is it adds a text box with a countdown timer. So you see that when I'm in presentation view, that it's going to count down for the number of minutes. And now the slides timer one that I have has a lot more customizing options, but I would do the same thing, right? Like I'm just going to put this where I want the timer. I'm going to say, okay, well, they only get 2 minutes and 10 seconds for each time. Control C, copy, Control V, Control V, Control V. So that when I go to the slide, you know, they also have a timer before I click and reveal the answer.
Love.
So
I love that.
Hang tight. A better version is coming, but for now, it is built into daily agenda slides, which just came out recently. So you can do these. It does require that you have Clay Code's Chrome extension. So you do, and sometimes schools will block it. So I can't control that. But if you're allowed to have Clay Code's Chrome extension for slides timer, the way his Chrome extension works is that you just put a text box on the slide in this format, except you forget the format and the different options, because you can have it automatically advance to the next slide. You can have it play a sound. You can have it trigger a video. And I'm like, I can't remember these. So the add-on, I made it to make the text boxes to go with Clay's extension. We have nothing to do with each other than I asked him if he would be mad. He's like, yeah, go for it. So that's coming. So that should also be a nice value add, is if you use the slides timer with your Hyperlink Slides Choice Board, then you can also get a timer going while you're doing the activity.
Love it. Very cool, Alice.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Cindy, is that helpful?
It's so helpful.
So many things that I had going on there. So the Hyperlink Slides Choice Board, and they're all mine. So it's alicekeeler.com/coded-by-Alice. Hyperlink Slides Choice Board, seating chart slides, and for now, daily agenda slide. But slides timer. Hopefully today will be live.
Very cool.
Like towards the end of the day. So I'm not so hopeful it would be today.
I'll quit bugging you.
No. That doesn't bug me. They're just like somebody who doesn't work for Google, who's contracted for Google, who has to approve my add-on. So the one I got approved earlier this week, they like approved both halves right away. There's 2 review teams, and both of them did it within a day. And this one, it's now been 2 days, and they're just like, you don't own alicekeeler.com. I'm like, I really do. Can you like look again? So this different dude, whatever. It's coming. It's going to be exciting and you're going to love it. So thank you guys for helping me show this. Cindy, please keep bugging me. You have my cell phone number. So I want to help you to get this exactly the way you want it. Oh, and we also app smashed it with Canva, of course.
Love Canva.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Alice.
Thank you.